What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just, back again with another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. Alright, y'all. I want to start by saying thank you to everyone who's been watching my videos. If you're new here and you like my content and you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so you know I post another video. Also, follow me on Twitter. Link's going to be in the description. Alright, y'all. So today we going to be doing my April manga haul. Now, I will be honest, this month I didn't do some crazy bombastic manga haul. I only got a few volumes this month, but I am very excited for what I've got because even though it's a small manga haul, to me it's a very intimate manga haul because these are all series that I truly do love, especially one series that I'm starting to pick up, and I can't wait to finish it, and I can't wait to show you and to tell you how much this series really means to me. So my first pickup, I got this beast, which is the Fire Force Omnibus Volume 3. So this is volume 3 of the Fire Force Omnibus, and this was made by the same creator who made Soul Eater. Fire Force in general is one of my favorites when it comes to the newer generation of anime, and what I consider the new generation is things like Demon Slayer, things like Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Dr. Stone. I'll put Fire Force in that realm of new generation anime, and it's by far my favorite. So I watched the first, I think it's 2 seasons, I loved it, so I went and read the rest of it online, and truly love Fire Force. I think it's really good, especially the way it ties into Soul Eater. So I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but Soul Eater and Fire Force are connected because they're made by the same creator, and the way they connected is actually very interesting, especially if you know what to look for. So I decided to pick up Fire Force, and when I saw that they were releasing these omnibus volumes, I definitely had to pick them up because I like the way these are built. Actually, these are actually built very good, like good quality. I really do like the spines, especially the fact that all of the spines, it looks like they're connecting. So that's going to look very nice on the shelf. Even though these things are insanely thick. I mean, this is a 3-in-1, I believe. And it's a lot thicker than normal 3-in-1s that I have in my collection. But it doesn't really bother me that much as long as the quality is good. I'm definitely going to read through Fire Force once I have it all completed. I don't even know how many omnibus are going to be. I do know there's about 30 something volumes. I think about 40 volumes of Fire Force singles. So split that up into the omnibus and we'll see what we get. The next series I picked up is slowly becoming one of my favorites, and that's Crazy Food Truck Volume 3. So this is the final volume of Crazy Food Truck, and it follows Gordon and Ariza along the crazy food truck road trip full of post-apocalyptic cooking, violent mayhem, and the search for freedom. I love the fact that this is the final volume of Crazy Food Truck. I really do enjoy the story, and if I'm being honest, I really do recommend this for newer beginners as well. This has really become one of the series that I look to that I might recommend towards beginners, just for the simple fact that it's nice, it's short, and it's nothing but crazy post-apocalyptic mayhem from start to finish. From the moment you pick up volume 1, you read through it, especially reading through the entire series in one sitting. It's just incredible the way everything takes place. The artwork is so gorgeous, and I do love how there's aspects of food in Crazy Food Truck, and they show the actual beautiful artwork with the food, because at the end of the day, even though all this stuff is going on between Gordon and Ariza, he's just a food truck vendor and he wants to sell his food and make other people happy. So I definitely recommend this. If you want a little more in-depth review on Crazy Food Truck, I do have a video. I'll link that in the card so you can check that out. But I highly recommend Crazy Food Truck, especially to newer readers, so definitely check that out. The next series I picked up was Volume 6 of Solo Leveling. When the weakest hunter enters the dungeon, he realizes he can grow his power almost infinitely, and now he's on his quest to become the strongest hunter there is. I truly do love Solo Leveling. I highly recommend this to anyone. I think anyone can really pick this up and read it. It's just interesting how in this fantasy world where things are, dungeons and fantasy like that, everyone are these hunters, and whatever power you awaken with, that's how strong you are. You can't get stronger, you can't get weaker. But this new character, the main character, he actually is able to level up his own power, where it looks like infinitely. So now he's going from the weakest hunter and becoming the strongest, and it's just a nice crazy ride of a whole bunch of stuff going on. And one thing I truly do love about Solo Leveling is the fact that all of it's in color, so it looks gorgeous because this is a Korean manhwa. So because of that, everything's in color and everything is just amazing. The story itself is just nice, it's fast paced. It's not too fast where you don't really understand what's going on, but I highly do recommend this to anyone, and especially now that the anime is coming out. If you haven't read Solo Leveling, if you want to wait on it, definitely watch the anime when it finally does air. I think they pushed it back to maybe around I think it's around winter of 2024 or 2023. One of those two that is coming out. So, but definitely give Solo Leveling a try. And I would highly recommend this to anyone. Pick this up. The next series I picked up is something that I'm super excited for the simple fact that this is by far one of my top 5 favorite animes of all time. And that's High Score Girl. So I picked up Volume 1 of High Score Girl. Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. Volume 6. And finally, Volume 7. So I picked up 7 volumes of High Score Girl, and this is by far one of my favorite animes of all time, for the simple fact that this is a nice rom-com anime that focuses around video games. So these two right here, they focus on video games, they play fighting video games in the arcade, and the anime actually takes place around the late 80s, early 90s era, around the time when Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16, the consoles were actually releasing. These characters take place during that time, and it's just so cute, so enjoyable. I highly recommend anyone just watch the anime. You're definitely going to fall in love with it. So I had to pick up this series just because it's a nice, intimate series. I didn't really know what to pick up this month, but when I saw this at Right Stuff, I knew I had to pick up everything. Now, I couldn't pick up the entire series, unfortunately. There's, I think, 10 volumes out of High Score Girl, so I'm definitely going to pick that up when I get the chance. If you love video games, or even if you just love a nice rom-com coming-of-age story, you're definitely going to love High Score Girl. It's so romantic, it's so nice, it's so fun. Now, these two are just kids and they're enjoying their love for video games, specifically fighting video games. So they're playing things like Street Fighter, things like Mortal Kombat, even some of the crazy Street Fighter like Capcom games that were released in the arcades back in the day. So especially if you're old enough to remember going to the arcades and having fun, definitely pick that up. So I'm not old enough to remember going to the arcades, unfortunately. But if I was their age, I definitely would be going to arcades and meeting new people and having fun playing these video games. High Score Girl is so amazing. It's so sweet. It's so humble. And it's just a nice intimate story, which is a nice coming of age rom-com story. I highly recommend it to everyone. If you haven't picked up High Score Girl, definitely just watch the anime. I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. Like I said, this manga haul was a lot smaller than what I usually get, but I'm just really amazed that I got to pick up High Score Girl, Solo Leveling, Crazy Food Truck, especially because just how good that I find these series in general. I truly do love Solo Leveling. Crazy Food Truck has honestly become one of my favorite newer series I've picked up, and it's definitely on my list now for just top beginner manga series in general. I'm definitely going to be recommending this to any beginner who's not really picked up any manga, and definitely I do highly recommend High Score Girl, not just to beginners, but to anyone. If you don't really like, the Shonen Battle series, or you're trying to find something a little different, I do think High Score Girl falls under the genre of shoujo. I'm not entirely sure on that specifically, but it's a nice just rom-com series where you can just enjoy it. Watch it with yourself, watch it with friends, watch it with your significant other, watch it with whomever you want, and you're just going to enjoy High Score Girl, especially if you have a love for video games just like I do. So it really just piques that love for me, because I wish I was old enough to just go to those arcades and play these video games when they were releasing. I hope you guys enjoyed my more smaller, intimate manga haul. I definitely highly recommend these series more than the other series I've shown in the past, just because all these series in general, they actually have a very special place in my heart, more so than things like Yu-Gi-Oh!, more so than things like Zom, and even Wotakoi. High Score Girl specifically, because that's one of my top 5 animes in general. Crazy Food Truck, because it's so good. And Solo Leveling, the fact that it's just so fast-paced, so amazing. I definitely highly recommend all these series. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new here and you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so you know I post another video. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoy my manga haul. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.